Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be starting season 3 of Jokes on Me. Jokes on Me is my TBR game that I created many years ago. I played it when I originally created my YouTube channel, so back in 2020, and then I really created the board and had Ruby make me a beautiful board in 2023 2022, late 2022, and so we are now on version 3 of said board. I'm not making a video this year showing you exactly what's on the board. I will have a link down below that gives you the full, a link to the image so you can look at the board, but you can also learn what the prompts mean as I play the game this year. I will link the rules for how the game is played on, I believe, last year's board. I did make one of those videos explaining it again, so I'll link that down below. That's how the game's played. The prompts on this board are just a little different, and as always, a freshen up of the colors of the board for this year. My neighbors are moving out, so my dog keeps barking because there's stuff happening outside. Okay, but the short gist of the game is that I'm going to pick a spot to start on the board. Usually for round 1, episode 1 of a season, I'll start in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm trying to make my way all the way back around the board, and that will complete a round, and then I will get a reward. There's different rules to how I move around the board, which are listed on the board. You're welcome. And also, if I flip a joker, that makes me stop in my place, and that is the new spot that I need to try to get all the way around the board to pass the spot that I'm sitting at where I flip the joker. I also am starting this season late. It is January 24th right now today, and I sent this to Ruby really late, my new prompts, and requested her make me a new board, so that's my fault. But I have the board now and I'm so excited to play it, so as soon as she got it to me, I wanted to sit down and start playing. But I have read 7 books this year already, 5 and 2 DNFs, but DNFs do count, and so I am going to be trying to work those 7 books into the board, so it's as if I had played this all year. So all those disclaimers stacked, let me go ahead and show you my first 3 card flips of 2025. All right, here is your first look at the season 3 board. I'm not going to go into what all is on this board. It is all new prompts. I mean, some of them are the same, but this board in specific has a lot more repeating prompts to fit the reading I want to be doing this year. Today's game piece of choice is this Cheer Bear Tony. If you don't know what that means, it's basically a kid's toy. You put this on top of a little music box, and all of the little characters play songs or tell stories. And this is a Care Bear one. I'm going to start down here on the bottom right hand side on Wrapped, and I'm going to do 3 card flips per usual. I do need to shuffle this deck. Alright, we should be good there. I'm going to do 3 card flips, and then I'm replacing the My Choice books with something else this year, but I'll go ahead and tell you that when I come back and tell you what books I'm going to read. So 3 card flips, here I go. 7. So immediately I get to jump across the board, which I do diagonally, so that means I will go straight up here to Wrapped. And if you watched my goals video, I think it was, I showed you that I have wrapped all of the books that I owned before 2025 in just brown paper, so I'm going to random number generate and pick one of those books. Then I got a queen, which means I get to buy a book, and a king, so I get to buy another book. So I will unwrap a book for you and then let you know what I'm doing in place of my Choice books. All right, the Jokes on Me gods were nice to me today. I get to buy 2 books and then read one of my Wrapped books. And then this year, what I am doing instead of a My Choice book, in previous seasons I have read the prompts that I receive and then also read a My Choice book in the episode. It's still basically a My Choice, but I'm going to be picking these My Choice books based on my goals and stats I was trying to reach for the year. And so I have already read 2 books that I can work in for this, so I'm not reading any books for you today. This is going to be 2 reviews, and then I will quickly do more card flips and move on to episode 2. And so for the prompt wrapped. I knew that I wanted to get to the wrapped books in 2025, and I knew I couldn't just let like most of January go by and not unwrap a book due to not having the board. And so I did go ahead and I random number generated and picked the first wrapped book. And so here's the footage of that. And there you have it. I got Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and I did sit down and read this whole book, and I gave it 5 stars. This is a book that I considered DNFing because I read another Blake Crouch. I read the blue one. Is it called Upgrade? I read that one and I didn't super love it, so I was like, oh no, is this author not for me? And then all my friends, when I said I was considering unhauling this, mostly Martine, was like, maybe don't. And so I didn't. I held on to it when I did a big unhaul, and they were right. They were right. I absolutely love this. I think the science in this was amazing. What's happening in this book is essentially our main character gets like kidnapped and then sent back. Not really back in time. I need to explain this as well as the book does, which is a struggle. He gets sent to an alternate reality. So somebody kidnaps him and like forces him back, and he soon realizes that the person who kidnapped him was him from a different dimension. And so he's trying to get back to his reality that he knows, and through trying to get back to his realities, he's being sent to a bunch of different alternate timelines of his life. And the way that these work are like, if you made a decision and he made the one choice but another version of him made the opposite choice, then there's essentially a duplicate of him living out that other version. And so those are kind of getting stacked on top of each other, all these different versions. It was a really interesting concept, and then also the plot that was made through that was really good. So superb concept, superb using that concept to like make an interesting plot, and then the ending was satisfying. So this did everything I really want from a sci-fi, and it has me feeling like I just want to read more sci-fi this year. I'm convinced I like sci-fi more than fantasy after reading a 5-star fantasy, but that's bold. And so that was really the only prompt I landed on. So then I just have my, I'm gonna call it my stats pick. And so for that, I wanted to make sure to reach my goal of reading books I own. And so my goal for that this year is to read 50% books I own. And I received this book for Christmas, and it is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. And I actually DNF'd this. Thanks Dad for buying this for me, but I DNF'd this. I had put it on my wish list because my bookstore that I attend book clubs at was reading this for their sci-fi fantasy book club in January, and I got like a decent way through, like over 100 pages through for sure, and I just wasn't interested. I wasn't. And so knowing I wanted to get to better things, I do have a goal to have a higher rating, average rating this year, and I just didn't think that this was proving worthwhile, like where the plot was directed. I don't think I was gonna end up liking this in the end, so I decided to set it down. Now though, I get to haul 2 books, which was very kind of the first episode to do that for me. I have already hauled 1 book, so I guess tonight I have book club at the bookstore, so I'll probably pick up another book tonight and get to show you here. But the book that I've already bought is the Shelf This Book Club book for the month of January, and that is Desert Creatures by Kay Chronister. And the cover of this is so gorgeous that I did want to buy it. It's also like, it's just so pretty and like a good book to hold. So I'm very happy to have this. What will I buy tonight? I'll have to look. I will have to look. I do want to read a lot of 2025 books in 2025, so maybe I'll try to pick up like a January new release. I also really need to still be getting to some sequels, so maybe I should look for a sequel. We'll see. The possibilities are endless. So that really concludes the episode. I will go in and at the end of this give you a little vlog portion of me picking out the other book for me to haul. I'll throw that in here. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I hope you're as excited for Jokes on Me season 3 as I am. Make sure and check out the links down below. Emphasis to Ruby from Ruby Red, who makes my beautiful Jokes on Me boards. I couldn't do it without her. Go give her a follow. She makes amazing booktube content as well. And I will see you again very soon. Bye!